YouTubers, you still have to do shorts for 2023. Hey everyone, I'm Dawn with Subscribers to Sales, and today we are talking about trends for YouTube for 2023. News and updates that you'll want to know so that you can make sure your views skyrocket this year. So let's just go straight into it. First things first, the trend of silence. This is becoming a bigger and bigger thing because especially now that things are more or less normal around the world since the pandemic started, we have people who are going on their routines, their daily routines. They are going out on the train. They are in between meetings. They are doing things. They are physically around more. And so to be able to quickly pop onto whatever social network you have, whether it's YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, having that short or a reel or whatever it is, and making sure that you have captions ready to go is really going to engage someone to want to be like, okay, I want to keep watching because I know what they're saying and I don't have to listen to the audio for it. Because again, shorts were not so popular before the pandemic started, but now that things are getting more or less normal, people are going out to their normal routines and they're like, hey, I want to watch something, but I can't listen to it. So having that availability for them to actually read it as they watch is going to make it so much more impactful for them. And if they like what they see, hopefully they'll just go onto your profile and start binge watching everything you have to offer. And I don't just mean this only for your short version content. You should also have captions available for your longer form videos because that will also help boost the algorithm to know exactly what your video is talking about. This next trend is going to be a little bit of a surprise, and that would be to almost cut out your intros altogether. So in one of my last videos, we talked about how making your intros very short, snappy, to the point is very important, and that still stays true. But a lot of creators are actually removing their intros altogether. Any calls to action they make to the very end of their video, but for their intro, it's like they didn't even have an intro. They just go straight into it. If you want some kind of like example of this, check out the icing artist on YouTube. She does an excellent job at just starting the video without saying any kind of words at all, and she's just like, she assumes that you read the title and that's what she's working with. She just goes right into her cupcake decorating or her cake decorating, whatever her video is about. She literally just goes right into it. And she's one of my favorite YouTubers, which is why I bring her up. And I will find myself just like not realizing that I had already watched like maybe 3 or 4 of her videos because her intros are almost not there. So I'm like, oh, I didn't even, like I did start one, but I didn't realize I started another video. So that could also be very amazing for your watch time hours to get up. Now, this next point is kind of going off of my last point, which is getting rid of like such long intros, but also just getting rid of so much talking altogether. Like, there is a movement where people really just want to see what they want to see without anything else. If they have like some kind of like sponsorship or some kind of brand deal that you have to mention in somewhere in the video, that's great, but really making sure that it's really still concise and that you're not just talking about random things. Random things are for vlogs. Random things are for videos that are meant to just be random things. If you have a video that is like explaining something step by step or how-tos or tips or things like that, people are there for those specific things. They are not there to listen about what you did in the morning, what your fiance is up to. Like, they're not interested in those things. They want to know exactly what you want to talk about. Of course, without disregarding like personality and all those things. Those are very important things too for a viewer to enjoy you, like you, and subscribe to you. But if you really want to make sure that your content is getting up there with other creators, you really want to make sure that you are talking less, focusing on the points more. Okay, so this next one is to really consider the younger generation. Now, by all means, this will depend on what your niche is or what your niche is about or who it's directed towards. But you really should consider the younger generation. Like, what are they into? What are stylistic things that they really love? Like, what are the little sounds? What are the little references? Like, what are those kinds of things? Because they are mostly the ones that take over YouTube. They are the ones that are watching it more regardless, because they're also the ones that kind of keep up with the trends. And so that you'll be like, I really like these pops of colors, or like these new transitions, those kinds of things. Those little small details that the younger generation really love that you can find on like TikTok or wherever. And you're like, wow, okay, I should start implementing those things into my own videos to make them more engaging. And if you are a YouTuber right now and you are struggling to find ways to really scale your income from your channel, then I really suggest that you check out our brand new blueprint. It is brand new. It is focused on the YouTuber who is wanting to just scale and make bank this year. So if that interests you, be sure to click on the link down below so that you can see what steps you need to take to really make sure that you're able to get that income this year. All right, now this last one. And this one I can understand can be kind of annoying, especially if you have been on the platform for years, which is shorts. You have to double down on shorts. They have been huge for the last couple of years, and honestly, like, they're not going anywhere. Like, the statistics show that people watch more and more and more and more shorts every single day. And so they are vital to make sure that you are making them as you go. Now, it is important that you try not to post a short the day of a long form video, but any other day of the week, make sure that you try to find like some kind of short and put it up. It doesn't always have to be a repurposed content. If you have 10-15 minutes of your day where you can just talk in the video, quick edit and upload it, amazing. Like, try to make it for a task for a day that you don't have a long form content, because you are really going to see so much growth so quickly. So it's like all social media. The more you post, the more exposure. And so really double down on your shorts to really push that exposure. Now, if you're wondering what makes a great short, there are usually 3 elements of them. First, having a really strong, attracting hook. There is this one woman that I love to watch all of her shorts. I could binge watch them, and she has 12 kids. And so her hook is, this is what my 12 kids ate today. And I'm like, I need to know. And so if you have some kind of hook like that, then like really try to repeat it. It's okay to have a really repetitive system for your shorts, because that's what people are going to be like, oh, she has another one. She has another one. I need to keep watching. The next thing is, if you're trying to tell a story in your short or whatever your tip is, that there's no lulls, that there's no breaks, that there's no nothing. Like, it has to be a voice that is continuous from start to end. Like, no gaps in between, no spaces. It's a minute. You don't have time for that. You need to make sure that you have a really strong voice from start to finish within like 58, 59 seconds. That's it. And that will help make your viewer really engaged. The next thing is, what type of short are you going to have? Is it going to have a lot of emotion? Is it a story? Or do you just have like some really cool, interesting facts that you want to spit out? Whatever it is, make sure that it's really captivating so that your viewer is like, wow, what else do they have? And whatever call to action that you want to put into a short, just make sure it's at the very, very end. You don't want to distract them by trying to put it in somewhere in the middle or in the beginning. It doesn't make sense. For a short, at the very, very end, if you're going to do one. And a lot of times with shorts, they don't even need to be there. And so just focus on pushing them out as much as you can, doubling down for 2023. All right, so that is all for today. If you enjoyed this video and you want to keep going, I have an amazing video over here made by Elizabeth, where she reminds all of you amazing YouTubers the operations that you need to make sure that you have in your processes, all the things you need to make sure that your operations run smoothly for 2023. So you can check that out right over here.
Without us having to do anything. This allows us to focus on the quality of our service and moving the business forward, while the rest of the business can take care of the other important but non-priority things. The way that we determine priority in our business is by asking 2 questions.